So my neighbor has a cousin living in a settlement right next to Gaza. And on October 7th, so she was living over there. And her next door neighbor is a woman. The husband was away at the time. 2 children. One, a 4-year-old child, and the other one was a 4-month-old baby. The Arabs, the terrorists, they came inside and they immediately killed the neighbor, the mother. They took the 2 children, the 4-year-old child and the 4-month-old baby. They schlepped these 2 kids to the next door neighbor, which was a cousin of my neighbor, to the mother. They said, "Here, hold these." She says, "Okay." And then they schlep her into Gaza. They schlep her as a hostage into Gaza. She's walking and walking, holding these 2 kids. And at one point, she looks around and she sees that there's no one watching her. There's nobody around. They're all busy doing other things, looking after those ones, with this one. No one's watching her. So she looks and she says, maybe this is my opportunity. So she's holding a 4-year-old child, a 4-month-old baby, and she starts to walk towards the border. That's open. She walks towards the border, waiting, I'm sure, that someone's going to stop her, but nobody stops her. And she walks and she walks and she walks for 4 hours. She's holding these 2 children in her hand. 4 hours. She managed to escape. She survived. And she lived to tell the story. Now, unfortunately, not many were zoicha for that incredible act of hashgacha pratis, incredible chesed Hashem. And we don't understand why. And recently, I have been receiving a number of emails and questions from people. What's the Avodah? What are we meant to do, especially for us in Eretz Yisrael? Sometimes it gets a little bit monotonous. Okay, the war, okay, we'll say Kapitel Tehillim, and of course we'll have in mind the soldiers, and Avodah, Sakon of Klal Yisrael. But sometimes it gets a little bit dry. And we say, what are we meant to be doing? What are we meant to be thinking? What's our Avodah? So I cannot answer the question. I don't know. But I can give you a small thought. What may be possibly what I was thinking for myself to work on. That maybe together we can also do a similar idea. And others to work on a mind-boggling idea, which is a simple idea, but yet so important. And I think the story that we just mentioned represents that idea. That everything in the world happens with the reason. Everything happens with a pshat. There is nothing that happens stam. The Medrash Rabbah tells us in Bereshis that when Reb Shimon Bar Yochai came out of the cave, he saw a hunter. And he saw birds that the hunter was trying to hunt. And the baskol came out, says the Medrash. And the baskol said that those birds are going to be captured and killed. And those birds are going to go for free, says Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. We see from there, says the Medrash, quoting Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, what do we see? That there's no such thing as anything in the world that happens stam. There's no such thing of something that just happens, that just occurs. Everything has a pshat. And everything is from the Rabbeinu Shalom.